For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a bit of a review video on a brand new product from Vango. So this here is the Vango Motor Montelena. So the Motor Montelena is in a 330 width and it's designed to be a fixed motorhome awning, but really so something you're not going to use your Fiamma awning. Issue kind of being with Fiammas a little bit is, or wind out awnings in general, is they're very fair weather. You put them out, you know, the slightest bit of wind or anything like that, unfortunately, due to the mechanism, you have to put them back in. So an actual kind of extra awning like this, rather than like a privacy room or, you know, an enclosure room, which can be very expensive, this offers a really good alternative. So joys of this actually is it's, you know, about 3 meters deep, 330 wide, offers plenty of space, but also gives you lots of versatility. Quite smart and very traditional looking, almost like from sort of caravan background, but with the functionality that you would hope from for an additional awning for your motorhome itself. There's a range of different heights, so they do everything from sort of an S, an L, XL, depending on the height brackets of your vehicle. So what you really need to know is, obviously, as per our sort of tutorial videos about how to measure, is really the height from the bottom of the wind up to the ground at both ends of the actual, you know, motorhome itself. Best door is probably contact us directly. With anything fixed awnings, it can be very fiddly, depending on the position of the door and so forth. So it's always best to contact us first before making the purchase, maybe just to double check that everything's all okay, unless you're 100% confident, of course, and know what you're doing. The joy is it's based on really a caravan model they've run for the 2019 season. So moving forward from 2020 onwards, you've got things like webbing storm straps with strong, robust structure. Again, on the front, gives you obviously lots of robust, and it's very rigid. But like I said, it's flexibility there, which works well. So the side panels as well as the front panel can completely be removed, allowing you to have almost like a sun canopy if you wanted to, but something again it's going to be a bit more fair weather, a bit more brutal, put against the whatever the elements are thrown at you. You've got the ability of additional doors, so you can enter through this point here, and yet again, even when you can roll that back for ventilation, which is a key part, certainly if you're going across the, you know, the continent, you've got a full-on mesh door in there as well, and that's the same on both sides. So there's plenty of functionality into it as well. But we'll go and explain a bit more about the awning as we look forward. Generally, it comes in with a manual pump as well, and it's not actually that sort of time consuming to pump it up. And you can check out our, we've done a video for the caravan model, which you can see on our website, or if need be. So it's worth having a look at how simple and easy, and I myself have pitched the much bigger caravan model on my own in the best part of, I think it's about 8 or 9 minutes. So it's that sort of ease of it to put it away. You got a really nice big duffel bag as well to make sure you get back in. Like I said, the pump supply with it, but a lot of time, unlike a lot of awnings, a lot of the extras are actually included. So things like your rear poles are included in the price, your foam pads as well, if the awning's not completely flush, they're included. Your storm straps, you know, for the front and for the sides, they're all included as well. So it's, in terms of its price point, actually it's quite a good value. But let's have a look on the inside and see what else the Motor Montelena has to offer. So now we're in, hello. So now we're inside the actual awning. You see, you've got the ability of the front door panel can be rolled into sort of half. So you can roll it half, and there's toggle points here. And as you can see, you've got windows quite happily in the front. So you can either have it sort of like a triangle shape or complete coverage. Like it's on the outside, you can just remove that completely if you wanted to, or if need be, toggle it back to one particular side. But you can probably get a bit more of a feel for it inside of here now. The joys yet again is the flow of the actual awning itself. When you walk out your door itself and look out, it feels like one complete open area, which is brilliant. So you don't have to worry about it feeling like a bit bitty, or with maybe other things as a bit broken between the main body and the attachment itself. So joys yet again of this is, like I said on the outside, you remove the front panels, remove side panels. If you want, you put mesh in the side panels as well to increase flow and ventilation. Skyliner comes sort of supplied with the actual model itself. Helps with like a thermal pocket of air, and you've just got a few, 1, 2, 3 brace beams to keep it all stability and nice and strong. Supersized beams go vertically up and across, which means that in terms of pitch and easing, it's quite nice and simple. And different to say like the 400 model, there's no middle beam. That span is strong enough to hold itself and be very, robust to itself. The back, you get 2 lots of pads. So you've got, probably better this side, you might see a bit easier. So you've got 2 pads. You've got a steel pole like that to press against that, and press this firm pad against to minimise trying to draft coming between the side and then the wind out. And yet again, because it's sort of like a nice thick pad, if your awning's not flush, which majority of them aren't, it means you can take that gap up quite easily. And then you also get sort of one thick pad and then 2 sort of slightly thinner pads to use as a buffer if you wanted to as well. With anything like this, you would probably consider a draft skirt. It's not something that always comes included with fixed motorhome awnings because it depends on the motorhome and so forth, but we do sell different draft skirts you can use to stop the draft coming underneath, which is a key point of making sure it's going to work as you want it to, and make it as like an extra living area rather than like a driveway model, which is more like a pod with a tunnel attachment. This feels more part of the model, it's part of the motorhome itself, and flows quite nicely into it. Curtains are all zipped, so again it gives you the most coverage that you can ask for, and you can bring it down halfway, so you can create it like a little veranda with a curtain just to give you a bit of light, but also privacy a bit more down below as well. What I'll do, in fact, I'll grab the camera, we'll have a little look around and have a look at the seal and try and get a bit more of a feel for it, because one thing to bear in mind is obviously the clearance of the door, but Vango tested this quite extensively and they assured me that this fits on pretty much like 98% of the models, depending on which model you are, but that when it comes to contacting us beforehand. So that's on the way in. So as you can see, that's the range. So you've got the mesh door in place there, and then you've got the foam pads. You've got 2 layers of foam pad and then kind of like a skirt to kind of cover that and keep it nice and neat and tidy. And that's where you've got your pole there. There's an adjuster located here, so depending on which height you are, you can alter the height of it quite nicely. But as you can see, if you were from the motorhome side, it flows really nicely from the bodywork across and gives you really nice sort of panoramic views out to wherever you may be. So it's a nice little model and something that's worked very, very well with sort of the caravan version. So it's only the next step to sort of take it into a motorhome market, and it's something we've been working on for a while now. So yeah, that is kind of our video review on the Motor Montelena. A little bit of information about the sort of fabric they're using. So it's a double ripstop fabric, very strong, very robust. It's quite sort of hearty. You've got still features things in the model like SkyTrack system, so ability to hang lanterns or have extra lighting in here, because again, the one that is normally fitted on the motorhome isn't always the best. And with the lighting systems, you have the ability to control it, so you can make it brighter or lighter depending on necessarily how dark it is and how in your face you want it to be. So that's always a good little consideration. Other things to bear in mind, obviously the manual pump comes supplied with it, and it doesn't require an awful lot of pumping. Like I said, on the outside it didn't take me an awful lot really to put it up. Best part of sort of 8 or 9 minutes, if you will. When you wind the awning out, I would probably recommend having someone maybe hold the awning to try and take the weight off the awning and wind it back in. But you can check that out on our own little tutorial driveway or / fixed awning videos on that as well. But yeah, positive model, certainly a lot of talking about. Great spec, lots of features included, and I think it could certainly compete with the likes of the Vango camper motor rallies, because that's really what kind of market is up against. So it's certainly one we should have on display at our indoor showroom. So that is the Attwoolls Outdoors review of the Vango Montelena.